All right, welcome to day 10. Today we're going to have a little fun. We're taking a trip to the market's animal kingdom to figure out one very simple thing.
You hear this all the time, don't you? Is the market bullish or is it bearish? It's the first question on everybody's lips.
But here's the thing. It's never just that simple. The market isn't just a two-animal show. It's an entire wild ecosystem.
And the real question isn't about the market. It's about you, because you are definitely one of them.
So, over the last 9 days, we've figured out how markets work, who the players are, and how to think about risk. Today, we're going to make it simple and a whole lot more fun by using these animal metaphors to get a handle on market behavior and maybe our own.
Okay, let's dive right in, starting with the two heavyweights you already know, the classic showdown.
First up, the bull. This is the eternal optimist. They are absolutely convinced that prices are heading up, so what do? They buy. They stay positive.
And look, in a rising market, the bull is king. They look like a genius. But that same optimism can be a trap, causing them to hold on way too long after the trend has reversed.
And on the other side of the ring, we have the bear, the pessimist, the cautious one. The bear thinks prices are going to fall, so they sell or just stay on the sidelines.
Now that caution can definitely save you in a falling market, but it also means that bears often miss out on huge rallies because they're waiting for a perfect entry that just never comes.
Okay, so those are the classics. But now, let's talk about the beginner traps. This is where most people new to the market get hurt.
So, meet the kangaroo. Now, this isn't a type of person, it's a type of market. It's when prices just jump up and down erratically with no clear trend in sight.
And you need to remember this. A kangaroo market chews up both bulls and bears. People get wiped out trying to trade a trend that simply isn't there.
Next up, the pig. This animal is all about pure, unfiltered greed. The pig is sitting on a nice profit but just can't bring themselves to sell, always wanting just a little more.
I'm sure this sounds familiar. You buy a stock at 100 rupees. It shoots up to 130, but you get greedy. You think, nah, I'll wait for 150, and then you just watch in horror as it comes all the way back down to 90.
Which brings us to that old, brutal saying you'll hear everywhere from Wall Street to Dalal Street. Bulls make money, bears make money, but pigs get slaughtered.
And our final trap is the sheep, the follower. The sheep has no plan. They operate on pure herd mentality. They buy what's hot because everyone's talking about it, and they sell in a panic because everyone else is.
The result is, sadly, predictable. The sheep always ends up buying the top and selling the bottom.
Okay, so we've seen the common traps. Now let's move from the prey to the predators. These are the players who don't just participate in the market, they actively shape it.
First, we have the wolf, the hunter. Wolves are smart, aggressive, and experienced. They look for weakness. They find where the sheep have put their stop losses, and they push the price just enough to trigger a panic.
And then there are the whales. These are the massive players. Think of the big institutions, the FIIs we discussed back on day 7. Their trades are so huge that they can single-handedly turn the tide. When a whale moves, the whole market feels it.
So, after going through all of these different creatures, which one should we try to become?
Well, there is one very clear goal.
Meet the fox. The fox is patient, disciplined, and a true independent thinker. They don't follow the herd. No, they watch the herd and then act when the time is just right.
And the fox's strategy is simple to say but hard to do. They buy when everyone else is terrified, and they sell when everyone else is euphoric and greedy. This is what you want to become.
And here they are, the whole kingdom in one spot. What's really interesting here is looking at the danger zones. For the pig, it's greed. For the sheep, it's fear. But look at the fox. Their danger is being too early. It shows that even the ideal strategy has its own unique risk.
So, after our tour of the market zoo, we finally get to the most important question of the day.
Because the truth is, nobody is just one of these animals all the time. On a good day, maybe you're disciplined like a fox. But on a bad day, you might get greedy like a pig or scared like a sheep. We're all a mix.
But I want you to be really honest with yourself for a second. When the pressure is on and the market's going crazy, which animal takes over for you? What's your default?
And here is maybe the hardest truth of all. Most people like to think they're the fox, but the market has a funny way of proving they're actually the sheep.
So, at the end of the day, your goal is incredibly simple. Be less sheep, be less pig, and be more fox.
And with that, phase 1 of our journey is complete. In just 10 days, you've built a solid foundation. You know how markets work, who the big players are, how to think about risk, and how your own behavior is a critical piece of the puzzle.
So congratulations for making it this far. Starting tomorrow, we go deeper. We get into real market patterns, traps, and how to actually read what's happening. Thank you for joining me, and I will see you tomorrow for day 11.